Good day, Fed Phoenix fam. How are we doing, everybody? Um, so, I'm a very private person, which I know may be hard for you to believe, being that I have a YouTube channel documenting my incarceration journey, but I actually am. Those of you who know me personally know this to be very true. Um, and so this morning I was thinking, I need to tighten up the accessibility people have to information about me while I'm incarcerated, ironically. Like the only social media I use is Facebook. And I'm very cautious about who I add to my Facebook page. I mean, after all, there are pictures of my children on that page. If I have someone very close to me who's ill, I may ask for prayers for them and allude or briefly discuss their situation on that page. That's not information everybody needs to be privy to. My page is private. Um, and then I have my Audrey's Incarceration Journey Facebook group, which is friends, family, acquaintances, a variety of people who have expressed a desire to stay informed via Facebook on my incarceration journey and be supportive, right? Well, like 7 months ago, I had mentioned another Facebook group that is pertaining to my religious community, that I would be incarcerated, at some point this year, and, just the difficulty of that, and, discuss that briefly. And a lot of people said they wanted to be in this incarceration group, so I added them. But this morning, I was looking through it, and I realized the majority of these people, even though they've seen all or nearly every post, and from my paperwork to intimate details of what I'm going through on this journey, to my information, even though they've seen all this for 7 months plus, the vast majority have not even as much as reacted to a post. Not a care react, not a love, not a like, not an encouraging word, and have not inboxed me privately and been like, hey, how are you feeling today? We'll get through this. Nothing. So I decided it's time to clean things up a little bit before I go to prison, right? So on my personal Facebook page, I had about 80 people. Now I have 60-something people. On my incarceration group, I had this morning, like 80 people also, which I know you're thinking, like, those are some small numbers. But again, I'm a very private person, so to me, these are big numbers. Almost big to the point of uncomfortable. Because I do have some issues with I don't want to say social anxiety, but I definitely, don't like crowds. I'm leery when I meet new people, that kind of thing. But my incarceration Facebook group, I downsized to like less than 35 people. And I think and what I did is I went to on each individual person as the admin of the group, and seen their activity in the group for the last 90 days. And those who clearly are just there as wallflowers to watch the show, perhaps to gossip about me, perhaps for their own, perhaps my difficulty, my struggle is entertaining to them. I don't know what their motives are, but for whatever reason, they were on there and just completely stagnant. I removed all of them. I'm the kind of person who most people have no idea where I live. People who have known me for 20 years couldn't tell you the street I live on. My previous home, I would say in the last year of living there, I had maybe at the most 3 friends ever come over to visit, that I welcome to my home to visit. And other than maintenance, changing air filters and stuff, and then maybe, if we don't count my youngest child's birthday party, of course, because that, I really got out of my comfort zone. There were like a dozen people in my home, which was really uncomfortable in some ways for me. But, I chin up and push through because, it was for my child. But outside of that, maybe like 3 friends in the last year have been to my home, if that. And as far as family goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the girlfriend of one. 4 family members. And, I've always been a really private person. Now, in my 20s, when I was a little less of a hermit, I guess, I would have these card parties, gambling parties, and cards and dice sometimes on weekends at my house. But then it was invite only, and if you're bringing somebody with you, I need to know in advance or they weren't coming in. And I need to be comfortable with it, because before they came, trust and believe I did a little homework on them. And at those parties, at the most, I would have a dozen people in my home. Like, they were very well controlled. You know, and I'm the kind of person that puts alarms on all my windows and doors. So if a window or a door is open in my home, like at night while I'm sleeping, you know, alarms are on. So if somehow a window is broken or doesn't lock, or I forgot to lock it, and you open that window, there's going to be a really loud alarm ringing through my home. And I'm a light sleeper. Which is always fun on a nice day when you're like, ooh, I'm gonna open the windows and get some fresh air in, you know. And you think you've turned off all the alarms on the windows you're opening, and you forgot one, and then you open it and boop, 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 super loud, and it scares the bejesus out of you. You know, I'm someone who, you know, I didn't really understand the technology of ring doorbells until recently because I'm not a tech savvy person. But now I do, because someone very, very, very close to me, closer than my own skin, has a Ring doorbell. And I see that I like it. You know what I mean? I would never put cameras inside my home because, again, super private. I'd be worried somebody may be able to hack into that somehow or whatever. And I'm also someone who, when I live in a 2-story home, the main room of my downstairs, the entry point, you know, the main entry point, which is usually your living room, I typically have a baby monitor set up out in the open, and the hearing part for the baby monitor upstairs in my bedroom. And the reason I do this is if some way, somehow, someone manages to get past the alarms and get into my home, particularly at night, I will hear them moving around. If there are more than one of them, I will hear what they're talking about, you know, what they're doing. I will walk into a situation very much aware of what I'm walking into. And, you know, I'm an overthinker like that. I've been called paranoid a lot in life. I've been called a hermit, a recluse, antisocial. And actually, I'm a really social person. You know, if you're someone who I'm comfortable with and I know and I trust and I like, you know, I'm super social. You know, I'm always cracking jokes. I do like the female version of dad jokes a lot. A lot of my jokes are really just kind of corny because I just think things are funny that other people don't. But, you know, and I can be kind of chatty. But, you know, but overall, you know, you really have to kind of know me to know that side of me. But overall, I'm a very private person. And I mention this to y'all for a very specific reason. You know, in retrospect, had I been more cautious, and I'm already cautious, as you see, but had I been more cautious about my associations, when I noticed certain individuals were involved in certain things, had I just cut ties, knowing that there's a level of liability you have with whom you associate, I would not be going to prison. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people who find themselves going to prison, in some way, shape, or form, there's a solid connection between the fact that they're going to prison and whom they associated with. And, you know, which essentially is the equivalent of the level of privacy they had in their lives. You know, you didn't have enough privacy. You were not secure in your bubble enough. And, you know, not that I'm encouraging people like, oh, be a super private person and go play Al Pacino. No, I'm saying that in general in life, particularly in regards to criminal things, but in general in life, it is really wise to be a private person. And yes, you will get lonely. Yes, it's kind of depressing sometimes. You know, yes, you get bored. But I would rather be lonely, bored, depressed, whatever, than incarcerated. I would rather be lonely, depressed, bored, than have a lot of stress and drama. Because really, your privacy is the key to your peace. If you want peace in life, you got to really be protective of your privacy. And you got to have a lot of boundaries with that and really stick to them. And so anywho, but that was something that I was processing this morning and giving thought to, like, wow, largely I'm going to prison by association. And wow, as much as I consider myself a private person, had I been more private in the sense of once I noticed my association with a particular person or people was a liability, had I just cut that off, I wouldn't even be in this situation. Seriously. So, you know, protect your peace, protect your privacy, and know that protecting your privacy and your peace is protecting your sanity. It is protecting your freedom. It is protecting your loved ones who deserve to be in your bubble. You know, all of those things. So protecting your privacy is protecting your peace. And I think that's really the message I want to give you all today. So whatever you're going through, know that it is a slice of your life and you will get through it. Why? Because you have to. And you can. You can. If you're part of the Fed Phoenix fan, baby, you are forged in the fire. You can get through this. Trust and believe. Think of all the mess you done been through in life. This ain't nothing. Nothing. You know, If you like the video, feel free to subscribe, hit notifications if you want to see new content when it drops. In the description is information, you know, on how to contact me once I'm incarcerated, how to contact me in the next, you know, week and a half until I'm incarcerated, how to financially contribute to the channel, how to contribute, you know, you can use my inmate, my name, my inmate number, go on Google and find ways to contribute to my funds while I'm incarcerated if you would like. You know, even if you just want to drop a letter or you're just watching my videos, whatever level of involvement you have in my situation in a supportive role, I just want you to know that I appreciate you. I know you don't have to do nothing. You don't owe me anything. Nobody owes me anything. I appreciate you. I thank you. And I really, really, I appreciate y'all. Like, I don't even know a better word to describe it. But, you know, good day. God bless. And I'll holler at y'all later.